Welcome into Attacking Third, presented by CarMax. Want to drive? Jen, are you dancing to the music?
My head's always bopping to that song. I don't know why I love it. I'm like, keep the ads rolling. I'm enjoying it.
It's a vibe here at A3 alongside Jen Beattie, Darian Jenkins. I'm Lisa Carlin. We're talking NWSL Championship today. The Women's Champions League is back this week, so we're going to preview match day 4. And we will have a special interview with Northern Super League champion with Vancouver Rise, Nikki Stanton. So stick around for that one during this episode. D, what is up? Jen's vibing and dancing. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm Gucci. I was also vibing, dancing. And then, every time I touch my headphones, I'm like the old person that forgets that it cuts the audio every time. So I panicked a little bit. So that's what we came in on, was me a little stressed and starting to sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, that 30-second bumper we play at the beginning, it catches us off guard sometimes, but I love it. It sets the tone for the show. Thanks, everyone, for hanging with us. If you're watching live on YouTube, thank you. Like this video, subscribe, join the combo in the chat. Darian's in that chat sometimes. I'm in there. We're still working on getting Jen in the chat at times, but we'll get her there. If you're listening as a pod, thank you so much. And if you're watching on Golazo Network, thank you for hanging with us. We have a lot to talk about because it is championship week. Saturday, 8 p.m. on CBS, you can watch the NWSL Championship between Washington Spirit and Gotham FC. Our coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on Paramount Plus. If you're on YouTube, drop us your predictions. Who is going to win this game? Because it's technically a rivalry match. Washington Spirit versus Gotham is set to be the most played NWSL match in history, surpassing the Cascadia rivalry because it'll be the 44th meeting on Saturday. And the NWSL is always trying to push rivalries, trying to create rivalries almost out of nothing. But this one, Darian, feels like a real rivalry. Remember last year's semifinal, the drama between Trinity Rodman, Brunina? This, Darian, feels a little bit more like a rivalry than some of the other fabricated ones. I think we lost her. I think we lost her, Jen.
I'll go.
Yeah, hit us, Jen.
I got it. Yeah, no, it's a huge rivalry. I think when it surpasses the amount of times teams have come up against each other, and it's a little East Coast battle of, geographical standpoint, but I can't wait for this. I think it's going to be an unbelievable game. Even the way both teams have got to the final, it could not be more hyped. Of course, everyone maybe expected Kansas City to be in it, but Gotham doing their thing, getting all the way. I'm really excited. You got huge matchup. Talking of attacking threats, both teams, it's going to be such a big game. Can't wait for it. Darian, are you back?
I'm back. I'm back. I missed the tee up. Sorry, guys. My shout out to my mom. She loves to call when we're doing A3. And it's my audio. I'm like a millennial with audio. I can't figure it out. So my bad, everybody. I'm back.
For sure.
You're like a millennial, Darian. You are a millennial.
Am I a millennial?
I don't know.
Are we?
I thought I was.
Can I say something that I like to tactically get calls with my mom out the way before I do these things, because just in case that happens. So I right, go bye, because I know it will happen.
I just text my mom. I say, "Hey, mom, I'm about to work. I'm about to go on A3," and then she does it. That's awesome. We get a rivalry, D. This is a rivalry game in the NWSL.
This is a confirmed rivalry. I think at the beginning of the season, we joked about, is it a rivalry? Is this forced? Is the NWSL trying to find? No, it's a real rivalry. And I love that we're getting this back into the final, because I think you look at the last few times these teams have played, it's chippy, it's spicy. They know how to exploit each other. The matchups and the wing channels are massive. I think we're coming with two defenses that are peaking at the right time. Washington Spirit has this electric attack where any sort of combination of players they put out offers something different. And Gotham, they're finding their stride with Jaden Shaw. Esther's back. Midge Purse is working on both sides of the ball. It's just going to be electric, and I can't wait. I think we're going to see a lot of cards in this game for some reason. I think it's going to be very, very physical, and I can't wait, because we love the stories. We love the drama. That's what we're here for.
I think there's going to be some cards in this one, some feistiness. We're going to get some viral moments of people flying off the handle. And that's exactly what you want in a championship game. Everything is riding on it, especially when you have Hotheads, people that get really into the game. Emily Sonnet, Trinity Rodman, what her status is going to be in this game. I don't even think it matters whether she's on the bench or starts this game or comes in later in it. You know you're going to get fireworks. I love this matchup between Washington Spirit and Gotham. I think there's a lot of different points we can look at of it, but we're going to play a little game of what if, sort of what if. So what if Jaden Shaw balls out? Will Gotham win? Darian, does it, like, how much of this game rides on Jaden Shaw?
I think it's an added layer if Jaden Shaw balls out, which we know she's going to. I think she's proven over 90 minutes she can be the player to rely on that's going to step up in those big moments, take the set pieces, go 1v1, do something bold to take that shot, get the goal. But this team has a lot of talent. And I think when you're looking at all of the players on their squad, and Spirit knows this as well, they have the same sort of flex when they go against teams. You don't have to rely on one person. If that person's balling out, whether it's Jaden Shaw, whether it's Rose Lavelle, you've got to double, triple team that player. Look at all the other players that are free when that happens. When everybody's in flow, when everybody's doing well, everybody's gunning to get a goal, looking attacking, looking confident and aggressive, it is strong. So who's going to ball out? Is it Midge Purse getting the MVP once again? Is it whoever's balling out? They have a bunch of problems. Both teams defensively have their hands full going against each other. So whoever steps up, it's going to be a big game.
The thing with championships too is it's not always the most obvious person that does all it falls on the shoulders of. I think Esther has been really quiet as of late, and I think a lot of people have keyed in on her. And with Jaden Shaw having such an incredible game last week in the semifinal, I think that there's going to be a little bit more defensive energy geared towards Shaw from Washington Spirit, which might open up some other spaces and pockets. And I want Esther to cook. I want her to rise to the occasion of this championship and remind us why she was in contention for the Golden Boot, why she was such a fun player to watch this year, because she really almost went invisible at times during the game against the game against Portland.
Yeah, I think that's what's so difficult though when you've been out injured, whether it's like a short amount of time or a long amount of time. You want to come into these games, okay, maybe not playing every minute because you don't want to be like so tired come the end of a season, but you want to have a little bit of momentum, and that's especially with strikers. But speaking of defensively, I thought Sonnet has been unbelievable coming into these playoffs. Like talking about aggression, stepping into midfield, interceptions. I felt like she nailed the timing and the decision making of that absolutely spot on every single time against Kansas early on, and of course in the semi as well. So another big performance from her. She's going to be up against Croix, Bethune, whoever's playing up top, Croix, wherever. She just big steps into midfield. That's what I love about centre backs, and she's massively stepped up lately.
Let's talk about Croix, Bethune and Washington Spirit, because what if we're playing along with our game of what ifs, what if Croix has an all-star performance and continues to build on how well she's done? Jen, is that the key for Washington's success?
I think she's definitely a key for their success. What I love about Croix is her movement into that space in front of a back four, just picking up balls in the midfield. If she's on her game, the thing is she can bring anyone into play. That's what I love about her. And that second goal to put the game to get to bed against Portland, just anticipating that little mistake. Who's on it? Croix, Bethune. So for sure, any mistake from an opposition, she'll be on it. Any bit of quality in that midfield. Again, her space awareness, she just is so good at checking her shot. Where's the space? Dropping into that and picking up the ball. So of course, I love this game of what if though, because it's like, what if anyone is balling out? Like, but I feel like she knows she's got the quality around her, and I feel like she's the kind of connector for Spirit from back to front, can really create anything going forward, and there's goals in her. So yes, what if she balls out? Spirit will have a fantastic day.
This game is tough because
I know it is tough.
What if everybody balls out? What if Jalen Howell had the best game of her career and stops Croix, Bethune?
And you're right though, Darian, because it's like, what if a certain player balls out, but anyone else does? It's in response.
It's tough, but I do think with Corey Bethune, looking
Yeah.
at how she performed in the semifinal match. This is OG swagger, put on the pitch, confident, tricky on the ball, texture, technique on 10, Corey Bethune that we saw last year before she got injured. And
Mm.
I think she's peaking at the right time. And
Mhm.
they missed that. They missed that flavor, that spiciness that she brings when she's on the ball, when she's able to operate in pockets. But it's freaking tough because if you're Jalen Hell or you're Gotham, you're gonna look, oh, she's looking good. Anytime she's on the ball, it opens up everybody else, and she has the technique and the ability, the vision to
Mhm.
play these really tight, intricate passes behind our back line. We got to shut her down. If we
Mhm.
shut her down, that's going to open up a bunch of stuff for us and not allow them to play forward. It's a game of chess and tactics, I think, between two coaches that have,
Mm.
especially through the playoffs, I think really nailed down how they're approaching their matches. I think the subbing's been excellent. The
I agree.
tactics, the adjustments, not getting too tight in the game, which I think Washington Spirit did in the quarterfinals and ended up
Mm.
biting them and let Louisville back into the game. And they didn't do that in the semifinals. So it's going to be a lot of chess of moves between the coaching staff because when you're a player, it's a championship game. You're going to go play your absolute best. You're going to show up. You're going to be physical. You're going to make a statement at any point that you can. But it's to me, it's going to be down to tactics. Is going to be the what if
Mm.
somebody doesn't sub right? What if they go into a low block when they should be in a mid block
Mm.
press? Those
Yeah.
those to me are the moments where I'm like, that's going to win the game.
Yeah, game management ultimately in this one with if Darian, you mentioned the subs coming in. I think that Washington has the better rotation, has the better arsenal of players off the bench. Maybe not better is the right word, but the more impactful. Like, I mean, well, Trinity Rodman, her status, if she starts the game, if she comes in off the
Mm.
bench, of course, that makes a difference. But I have been so impressed with Deborah Abiodun and her ability to come into the game as a first year professional for Washington and influence it, change the way that Washington plays because her style in the midfield and a little bit more defensively is different than the players that Audrey Gonzalez is starting with in this game. And when Abiodun comes on, she keeps the ball. She has a little bit of more creativity when she moves forward with it. That is different and just provides a different look. And how Audrey utilizes those different players to come in could change everything in this game. So as the game goes on,
Mm.
if it goes through the full 90 minutes, if it goes into extra time, if it goes into penalties, Darren, you're talking about these tactics, about the subbing, about the rotation. How much does the complexity of the game change the longer the game goes on in a championship match?
Well, both of these teams have played in extra time. What, 145 minutes plus? Jesus Christ. The complexity of the game is massive because you have to think the player you're putting on, are they going to offer equal on both sides of the ball? Are they going to be pick the right moments to attack, but also be conservative defensively? Because I'm thinking of Gotham, you have to respect Spirit's attack. And you're right. I do think the subs that they have coming on are more electric in the attack. They're going to go 1v1. They're going to try to turn you around. They're going to be a little bit more aggressive, where I think as Gotham has subs that are a little bit more pragmatic on both sides of the ball. Oh, so it's tough. And then you have to think about if this goes to penalties, do we have set piece takers? Do we have someone that's confident stepping up? Um, it's a chess match, you guys. It's tough. It's so hard to do the what ifs, the
Yeah.
I
hypotheticals,
know.
because
That's
knocks can happen. So
Of course.
someone can get a red card. Someone,
yeah.
who knows?
Extra time definitely changes it. Like when you, especially when you have the ball, you can't attack every single time. You have to be much more mindful because legs are tired. But you were talking about subs for Spirit, and then I'm seeing Stengel come on and make such an impact late in the game, and kind of both. I'm saying that was a very, very, very long free kick. So set pieces have been so key for Gotham, and when it comes to extra time, they're your moments where you have a little bit of reset. It doesn't need to be frantic. You can take your time with it. Set pieces are going to be like so key in any knockout game, but even more so in extra time where you can't attack every single time. So you've got a moment to kind of take advantage of having taking a breath and people coming off the pitch and being fresh. And like your Stengel's coming in, who's made such an impact already. So I'm gonna take a breath now.
The chat is blowing up about the goalkeepers in this game because E-Man said it best. You have two of the best goalkeepers in the NWSL competing against each other. Aubrey Kingsbury for Washington Spirit and Katrin Berger for Gotham FC. Neither side wants it to get into penalties, knowing that you have brick wall players in between them. It is between the two best, arguably, in this league. If you had to give an edge to one of
Ooh.
these keepers in penalties, who would you give it to?
I would say Berger has made some insane saves in this past even 6 months. I'm gonna add the best save at the Euro for sure.
Yeah.
Was that against Germany or Spain? Someone remind me.
That was against France, wasn't it?
France?
The one where she hit her defender and she tipped the ball.
What? Yeah, it was France.
that it?
You're right. When they were
Yeah.
down a player,
Mhm.
obviously, and then most recently in extra time again, just big saves. So I know we're talking PKs, but
I mean,
if we're
Berger
saying a keeper,
Gotham in that game this past weekend at the
right.
very end.
So Jen, you're going Berger?
I'm going AKB. Yeah.
Oh, if we're talking specifically penalties, I'm going Kingsbury.
Kingsbury.
I think when you think about stepping up for penalties in a high octane moment, your entire season, everything you've worked for on the line, the pressure is on the shooter. You have the entire goal to put it in. And then you look at your goalkeeper. Of course, AKB, I would be so intimidated. But then I look at Aubrey Kingsbury. Oh shit. Last year, she knocked us out because she made so many saves. This year, she also kept them in because she made so many saves against Louisville.
Do you know what I love
That's
about
a keeper
AKB
that's
though?
confident. Huh.
AKB can take them as well.
True.
I kind of respect that.
But
I have mad respect.
I obviously respect that. That is so badass when a keeper can do that. But Kingsbury, the thing about her is she knows her job and her role.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm going to do this 1000%. I think in PKs, you give the edge to Aubrey Kingsbury. I think maybe in regulation for like that huge superstar moment, I would give it to AKB.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the difference. And that's why if I'm Gotham, I am not letting this game go to penalties, which if it does go into extra time, those final 5-10 minutes, insanity. It's going to be so insane because also I'm sure a couple of these players are going to have yellows already and they're going to have to manage that and see what happens. Oh, I love it. I love a championship game. MVP predictions. Shall we do it? Because it's not always the most characteristic. If you think back to the last time Washington Spirit won the championship in 2021, it was their goalkeeper, Aubrey Kingsbury, who won the MVP. The last time Gotham won it in 2023, it went to a forward, Midge Purse. Should we give some predictions of who it could be in this game? Darian, you like this one?
Yeah, we did predictions on our show Sunday night, and I said I'm giving the edge to Gotham because I think defensively they are able to ride out a game, and we're seeing that they'll play suffer ball for a little bit and defend, and they don't lose quality when going forward, which is very easy to do when you're so tired defensively. So with that, I'm going to give my MVP nod to Emily Sonnet because she has been incredible for this team. I think when she has that intensity, the veins pulsing, you see her pointing and directing everybody in the back line. She's getting into the tackles. She's assisting Jaden Shaw and sending the ball forward and then is in the 18 suddenly. Like she doesn't get tired. She's going to be MVP. She has to have the MVP performance that she's been having for this team to get a win. I think especially in regulation or extra time, whatever it's going to be, she has to have a great game. She sets the tone for the entire team.
The vein pulsing Sonnet, when her face is turning red and you can see everything, that's my favorite Sonnet to play. How long is it going to take till we get that in this championship game? I say opening 10 minutes. We're going to get something like that.
No, opening 3 minutes. Yeah.
Opening 10 seconds.
Yeah. It'll be the first play she gets a touch on or something.
I'm giving this edge to Washington Spirit. Darian, I like that you went defense. I don't think a defender is actually going to win the MVP in this championship game, but Tara McKeown, guys, she has been so good for Washington this year. We are seeing another side of Mickey Owen's game. She's a finalist for Defender of the Year, and she's been able to do it with a difference of partners around her too, and so much change happening, whether it's Rebecca Bernal or Bernal's in front of her and Esme Morgan. And Mickey Owen, her consistency has been such a stabilizing force for Washington Spirit this year and has allowed them to be as successful with so much rotation and so much injuries and so much change, because Mickey Owen is also, as consistent as she is, she's also super unpredictable. She can play a 25-yard line-breaking pass into the feet of the forwards, Kouassi, Gift Monday, whoever wants to get on the ball in the attacking end. But then she also, if you give her too much space or if you run at her too much and she can take a touch around you, she's a center back that's going to dribble all the way into the attacking end and finish her run. And the fluidity of the players around her to just fall into place when Mickey Owen goes forward or when she wins the ball and she's looking to combine out, it is tremendous. And I think she's going to have an MVP candidate game in this championship. And a lot of it's going to ride on Mickey Owen's shoulders. And she hasn't gotten enough love this year. I try every time I'm on the show to give her some more love.
You're a big Mickey Owen stan. I'm here for it. Jen, what do you
I don't
think,
know.
though?
I feel like I had on it. I've been so impressed.
Jen, it's not supposed to be this stressful.
Because it's such a big game.
We did say we're on a wavelength with each other, so it's not a bad shout.
But then I'm like, can I give the same answer that you just gave? Because I've been so impressed with it. No, I kind of want to hype up the forwards then for Gotham. Who do I think is going to be a standout MVP?
People in the chat are giving love to Katie Stengel. They're saying Katie Stengel MVP for Gotham.
Off the bench,
she's going to start.
Can you get off the bench?
Yeah.
MVPs.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. There are no rules.
I'm scrambling in my brain because Sonnet was my one, but I think now I'm going to go for Jaden Shaw just because of the momentum that she's picked up lately. And I think of the year she's had in general, of the difficulties coming back from it. I've loved listening to her interviews of the chat around the underdog mentality and not wanting to be that. And she's built for those moments with practicing her set pieces and free kicks and training every single day. So I'm going to hope that and predict that she takes that momentum into the final and gets her MVP spot.
I think that's very doable. Absolutely possible. I think it, honestly, I know I just said Tara Mickey Owen. It could be either of the goalkeepers too, depending on how this game kind of shakes out at the end. I could see it being a goalkeeper MVP. It's a big one. The NWSL Championship, Washington Spirit against Gotham FC, Saturday, 8 p.m. on CBS, but the coverage will start at 6:30 p.m. on Paramount Plus. Who will win the championship? It's a huge one. We'll see you there on Saturday. But it's also Women's Champions League this week. Guys, stick around. A3 is talking UWCL next.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
UEFA Women's Champions League is back on Paramount Plus and CBS. You can watch all the coverage. It starts tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday of this week. And if you even just glance at the schedule for these games, you know that there are some huge ones. And we're starting with arguably the biggest, Chelsea against Barcelona. It is two giants going at each other, but not necessarily two giants in their play this year. Barcelona has steamrolled. They're at the top of the table. Chelsea has struggled. It's been one-sided most recently. Chelsea in their WSL play, they're coming off a 1-1 draw this past weekend in this Women's Super League against Liverpool, a side that is struggling. There was chances, goals called back, shots just barely missed. Darian, do you expect these offensive struggles for Chelsea to carry over into their European play?
I do. I mean, when you're looking at Barcelona, let's set the stage of the last time these teams played each other. Chelsea got knocked out by Barcelona in last year's Women's Champions League, 8-2 on aggregate. They lost 4-1
Wow.
at home and 4-1 away against Barcelona. That's tough to think about coming into this match. And then you're struggling to put chances away, which you have to be so clinical against Barcelona because you're not going to have much of the ball. They're going to dominate possession. You're going to be suffer ball defending for majority of the game. They have a lot of incredibly talented players that are hungry to score and make a statement against you. You're Chelsea. You just came off of winning the treble. So Chelsea, to me, they need to focus mostly on defense. This is a game where you're not going to have possession. You need to figure out those moments where you can break. Barcelona's vulnerable in transition moments, very vulnerable. You have an Alyssa Thompson who is electric getting in behind, who has her signature goal now where she's cutting inside, getting a shot. Those moments you have to focus on and then be in such lockstep with each other defensively. Now, are they going to be able to do it? I don't think they're going to beat Barcelona. I do not think they'll beat Barcelona. Sorry to the Chelsea fans in the chat. It's going to be a tough game, but I think if they can put up a fight and at least limit the chances for Barcelona, the really high moment chances, there's an opportunity for them to make a statement against Barca.
Barcelona's going to get chances. They're going to get shots. Goalkeeper Hannah Hampton for Chelsea, questionable heading into this one, dealing with a knock. I think that changes things. It takes a little bit of the confidence away from Chelsea defensively that they would have if Hampton was 100% and ready to go, which is really tough to come back from, knowing, you're right, Darian, the history of these two sides, most recently in Champions League play. Ouch, 8-2? That hurts. That is a tough one to come back from. I think Alyssa Thompson could get one and probably will get a goal in this game. I'm not sure it'll be enough. Jen, well, how do you see this one, Chelsea-Barcelona, coming out?
I'm gonna never thought I'd say this, guys, but I'm gonna back Chelsea a little bit just because.
Whoa!
Look, I still think they're absolutely stacked. You can't take anything away from the players they have. And look, I watched Chelsea Liverpool at the weekend, and even looking at their body language at the end of the game, they're so frustrated, and because of the amount of ties they've had lately, and with the players that they have in that locker room, I actually think this is probably the best thing that could happen is them actually playing Barcelona, because they need to step up and something needs to change. They can't get away with, still having these kind of results. And one thing I will say is playing against Liverpool is going to be night and day to playing against Barcelona. So it's almost a completely different game tactically, like what you guys were just saying. They dominated the ball against Liverpool, struggled to score early, but then can't carry on that momentum. They need to absolutely flip their mindset for Barcelona. They're going to dominate the ball. They're going to be the ones handling possession. And you've just kind of watched teams already do it. I think they'll still be haunted by Arsenal beating Barcelona in the final, and knowing that kind of performance is a lot of teams are capable of doing, especially in their domestic league with Barcelona dropping points. They are beatable. So I think people they have in Chelsea's locker room, knowing that they will have almost half a pitch to go on an attack, like exactly what you guys have just been saying for Alyssa Thompson, who is standout performer for me for Chelsea this season already, based on how they'll set up. I think Chelsea just need consistency. That's they keep rotating, a lot of chopping and changing. Germa coming on at halftime, Lucy Bronze playing at centre back for half of the game. I'm just so interested to see how they set up against Barcelona. That will be key. Whether they go Millie Bright in the middle as a back five, or they play a 4 and just be really compact and condensed centrally. I can't wait for it. I hope my energy is coming across right, because I'm like, come on, they have to step up massively. But do I think they've got the players to do it? Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Jen, you're interested in the lineup. Who do you want? What would be the best tactics for Sonia Bonpastor against Barcelona?
I personally don't think so I was watching Liverpool and seeing Germa and Bronze at centre back, because that gets Lucy Bronze and Ellie Carpenter on the pitch at the same time on that right hand side, Germa on the left. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we see that, but I do think in terms of Millie Bright essentially of a back three, so they got more numbers back in a back five defensively. I do think that would maybe the smartest thing to do, but Lucy Bronze's got absolute pace. If Ellie Carpenter's on her right-hand side, they can cover spaces much more in a back four if Bronze is in that centre-back position. I sometimes love seeing her there because I know, obviously, she's an outside back, but then she sees it as a rest at centre-back, which I won't take personally. It's fine. But I know for sure. So I can see both working, if I'm totally honest, but I would have... If they play a 4, I think Bronze at centre back, but I do think they'll set up as a 3, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Wait, what would your score prediction be then? If you're back in Chelsea, you think Chelsea can do it?
It'll be low scoring. It would be a low score. If I back Chelsea and I think they can do it, it'll be low scoring, like a 1-0 Chelsea or a 2-1 Chelsea, something tight like that. It's not going to be a high scoring game, I don't think. But
Chelsea
you never know. We've seen
out Barcelona, Jen, I will give you something. That's crazy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Barcelona is going to get at least one. Even if Chelsea win, I'm not saying they will. I think the Spanish Giants are going to roll with this one. They're still going to score. They're so lethal. They just create so many chances. And when you just have that much waves of pressure constantly forcing down on you, one is bound to go in the back of the net. I like that one. So Chelsea, Barcelona, this is Thursday, 3 p.m. You can watch it, CBS and Paramount Plus. The gals will be there breaking it all down for you. Let's talk another big one. Wolfsburg, Manchester United. This is a game, Darian, where we are seeing two giants go at each other, but they're at interesting points in their season. Manchester United, a win would earn them a place in the knockout round, which is big for this United side. They are undefeated in Champions League play right now. However, they're coming off a tough loss at the weekend in league play, 3-0 against City. No Fallon Joyce in goal. The American is out, fractured eye socket. How much does that loss at the weekend, not having your star goalkeeper, affect them coming into this match?
Well, it's massive. I think they missed our American overseas Fallon Joyce in goal, but their tactics in that game were poor. Against City, you can't make mistakes with the front line they have. They were giving away passes. They weren't tight defensively. Their line was all over the place. And you saw in the second half, they made complete adjustments and City didn't get another goal. They were much more limited. So it's a big learning lesson for Manchester United, but I think it's one that you'll take over in the WSL versus going against Wolfsburg with the very dynamic attack they have between Beerenstein, who looks really good, Pop, who also looks strong. They're going to have to put in a really good defensive performance, which I think we've seen Man United do so far. I think this is one of the teams that knows their identity defensively, and they'll commit to those roles. And when they're on, they're on. They're so difficult to break down. It's going to be an interesting game. I mean, this is the first time these two teams are meeting. It's funny because you said the two giants. I don't know if I would call Man United a giant team yet because this is their first time in Champions League. So I still think they have something to prove. They have to go face the 2-time champions Wolfsburg. The pressure is on them to make a statement, and this is a huge opportunity for a Man United to say, hey, Darian Jenkins, we are giants. Look at this. We just took down Wolfsburg in this match, and look at how good defensively we are. But it's a really, really big test for them. And the moments where they can capitalize against Wolfsburg is maybe going to be on more set pieces as opposed to run of play, in my opinion.
Yeah. The transition game for Wolfsburg is where they thrive. Absolutely. And those wide areas, having so many threats centrally with Beerenstein and Pop. And Pop's going to get her head on at least a couple. But it's been in league play, Wolfsburg is second in the Bundesliga, but they're 7th in Champions League play. Two wins, Jen, for Wolfsburg before they played Lyon, and they got it handed to them in match day 3. Now they have to respond against United. How do they do that?
Yeah, we kind of called that game 2 giants, of European football, and it really didn't feel like it. I think Lyon schooled them for sure. It was by far the sort of biggest test that I think Wolfsburg could have had at that point. And I think they're probably getting United at a good time, if I'm honest. I think United have had 2 really poor results in the WSL. Okay, they still have good momentum in the Champions League, but I do worry for United in a sense of, are the games, coming too fast? It's their first year in the tournament. Obviously, it's the first year for everyone at league phase, so there are more games. But I think Wolfsburg still, for me, have too much experience in this competition to drop points against United in their first season. United have done an incredible job. Nothing taking away from them. What Mark Skinner has done from a Champions League perspective, beating PSG at home, that is phenomenal.
Huge.
And, one in the history books. But beating Wolfsburg, I mean, that could solidify United as a giant in this competition now, to be honest, if they do go and beat them. So another massive game. Can't wait to watch it. But Wolfsburg have to bounce back for sure. If they want to, be in that anywhere near the top 4 spot come the end of this round, they have to be beating United.
Wolfsburg United has playoff implications absolutely on the line in this one. United, they could secure their place with a win in the knockout round. And at 7th, Wolfsburg, they need to make up some ground in the standings in order to secure a top 4 spot. Jen, you just mentioned PSG. It has been an uncharacteristic season for PSG because they've suffered. They have 3 losses. They sit in 16th place in the Champions League standing, just 2 spots from the bottom. They've only had 2 goals in 3 matches. It's not clicking for PSG. What's going wrong with PSG side, Darian?
They look like they do not have chemistry. They're lacking so much chemistry on the pitch. And when we think of European giants, PSG is one of those teams up there that I think they're so difficult to play against. They have immense talent. They have so much money to acquire players. They have the best facilities. They have everything at their disposal, but it never comes together in the big moments in play. And you see that when they play Lyon, you see it in Champions League. This team it's the heart or the chemistry. There's something that's truly not clicking on the pitch to push them over the line to be a force to be reckoned with. A team can go play against PSG and look at the superstars they have and still feel confident that they're going to be able to do it. Man United, for example. Player for player, you're looking at PSG as having the edge because of all of the European talent that they have. Not saying United isn't talented, but when you put them in a team together, United had them shook. Defensively, they were solid. They were good in the attack. They picked their moments. It was tactically great. And PSG they're losing their battles 1v1. And when you're doing that and you're not able to actually initiate the style of play that you're wanting to have, it is not enough. And you can't just rely on individual brilliance to try to carry you through in a match. You have to play together in games like this because everybody's going to come and try to show out. Especially when you're going against Bayern Munich, who is heating up in this Champions League and kind of have my heart. I think, Bayern was my dark horse, and I'm still rocking with it. Rocking with it. Yeah, sorry, Jen, but they proved me right last week. So I'm still rocking with Bayern Munich, and I think it's an opportunity for Bayern Munich still to be moving in the right direction with their momentum if they can topple PSG.
Yeah, rightly so, though. I think the way that Bayern, that second half was nothing short of amazing. To come back from a 2-goal deficit up against Arsenal to win the game 3 goals. Pernilla Harder absolutely changed the game. Clara Bull was on form. They finally found their way of playing. They made a lot of mistakes in the first half playing out from the back and really changed that in the second half by going a bit longer, pressing Arsenal higher up the pitch, taking advantage of mistakes being made at the back. I think this is another big night for Bayern, and I think they can take PSG for sure. I'm backing Bayern as well, Darian. I'll take your dark horse and run with it.
It's a good one. Bayern's picking up speed and confidence. They haven't lost since match day 1, and that was against Barcelona. And that is haven't lost since match day 1 in all competitions. They're flying right now, this Bayern team. A lot of big games on tap for UEFA Women's Champions League match day 4. It all starts Wednesday, 12:45 Eastern. That's Wolfsburg, Manchester United. For Chelsea, Barcelona, that game is happening on Thursday. And you can watch Bayern against PSG also on Thursday. Both of those kicking off at 3 p.m. The coverage all across CBS and Paramount Plus. Tune into it. You're not going to want to miss it. Jen and Darian, they'll have you covered with all of it. We've got a special interview coming up next. A champion joins the show in Nikki Stanton. Stick with us. Hey, welcome back to Attacking Third, presented by CarMax Wanna Drive. We are so pleased to welcome in a special interview, the first ever Northern Super League champion midfielder from Vancouver Rise, Nikki Stanton. Nikki, welcome to A3. What's up?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. My voice is a little raspy because we've been celebrating like crazy. It's my first championship, so I had to go hard.
Let's start with that.
Congratulations. Yeah, let's start with it. Congrats on the win. Congrats on all the success. How do these Canadians celebrate and party with a win like this? What does your last week look like?
Well, let me tell you, we kind of have some young players on our team, so they're like, I can't really keep up with them. So every night there's like a group chat where it's, hey, like this message if you want to go to this club. And I'm like sitting doing my crosswords and I'm like, probably not tonight. But we do have an event on Wednesday with the fans, so that'll be really nice. And yeah, it's just, I'm honestly just listening to you talk about Champions League. I'm so excited that it's off season now because I get to watch all the games. But
Nikki, I love it. And you're still young, girl. Get out to the clubs. We know. I've seen you dance.
honestly, you're right. You're right. I got to show them how it's done, probably.
Right? Okay, elation, you get the win. How does it feel to be the first ever NSL champion? Like, how are you feeling right now?
I don't even know if it's like set in yet. I think this season had so many ups and downs. So then to finally like win it all, I'm like, what just happened? Did that happen? How did that happen? And yeah, I mean, you've been a champion a couple of times, so I don't know if it ever gets like different, but for now still I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's like what we've worked for all year and you actually achieve it. So it's really cool.
Nikki, what was it like from, being in a new league again? I know you've played all around the world, but experiencing a new league in its first ever inaugural season, taking your experience into that, obviously a young age. I'm not going to say your age right live on Attacking Third, but yeah, how did you take your experience into the league? What was it like experiencing a brand new season for the first time again?
Yeah, I think it was a risk. I think, I've been in the NWSL in the second year and it was in kind of shambles. Like my salary was $6,000, like all these kind of things. So I was like, you know what, we're going to go do this because I wanted to grow soccer. I've always loved Canada and I just really wanted to be the player that I never had when I was younger. Like the older player that gave everybody a voice, that made sure everybody knew they were valued and they had a role. And that was kind of my main priority. I felt that I was really able to do that here. Everything has kind of exceeded my expectations. Like our facilities, we share with the Whitecaps, the travel, everything has been really, really good. Like, I don't think anybody who came in would be like, oh, this is the first year of the league. Even the championship was like super well run. And yeah, it's been great. I feel every time I walk down my street, I'm like, I've never felt that I belong in a place like I do here. And even when I walk into work with all of my coworkers, so I now call them friends, they've graduated to my friends category. But yeah, it's just sometimes you look around and you find yourself just right where you're supposed to be. And I feel like that's Vancouver. And Canadians are so nice. I love it here.
Nikki, this is making me so excited for you. So excited for this team. Take us inside Vancouver. What is it like as a sports city, especially for a women's professional soccer team in Vancouver?
I think the city was so hungry for a women's pro team. Like our home opener, we had 14,500 people. We played at BC Place and it was just electric. Like after that game, we won 1-0. I had this moment where I was like, this is why I do what I do. This is why I've played soccer so many years, for moments like this. And all of our home games are like almost sold out. The environment is just wonderful. The fans are so bought in. Like I'll be walking down the street and people have heard of the Rise if I have like a sweatshirt on or something. And I haven't really even felt that in some cities I've been in the NWSL, and so that's been very, I don't know, heartwarming, amazing, great, just like all the things.
Nikki, I absolutely love it. Like my heart is happy listening to you and just looking at you smile and talk about the growth and you being exactly where you want to be in your career now. I mean, you played in the NWSL, Australia, Europe, NSL. And you've truly been one of those players that's kind of pioneered the game in your own way. And so to do this now in Canada, in Vancouver, and see thousands of people in the stands in an inaugural season, what is it like for you to just see that growth? Like looking back at your whole career to now and see that how much it has really grown?
It's surreal, I think, especially because of how many years in the NWSL it took to get it to a point where it had grown, I guess. And so then to come over here and have it already just like I got here and it was huge, has been so special. And I just love the fact that like Canada now has their own Canadians to like watch and play soccer, because I knew when I was younger, and you guys, like, we didn't have that. Like, well, you guys are probably a little younger. You guys might have had that, but not having that. And so now being able to do that in another country and start it with like more resources has just, yeah, it's been great. And like I said, I'm obsessed with Canada. Everyone's so nice here. You guys have literally no idea. I'm like, I belong here.
I love that you found such a home there and that everyone's so nice. But is it always nice on the soccer field? Because in the Northern Super League, there's only 6 teams. You guys played each other time and time and time again. How was it like playing the same team over again? Did it get exhausting? Did it get predictive? Did it get chippy?
We definitely created rivals, because I think when you play each other so many times, you really start to butt heads with certain teams. Our rivals rhymes with the word Murano. They were like a big time rival. But I loved it because we got to see every city. And so I was like the biggest tourist. I'd get my backpack on and go and explore. But anyways, back to work. And yeah, I think, for instance, when we played Toronto the last 2 times, we actually had gone down to 10 men in the first half, both times. One of the times we beat them, and 1-0, and then the next time they literally beat us 7-0. So you have this huge disparity. Like it's wild. It's always, you never really know like what you're going to get. But yeah, that was definitely new for me, because I'm like, you guys can bring up your old slideshow for our meetings, and it's like, we just did this 3 weeks ago, so hit us.
I love that there's already rivalries. But Nikki, I kind of want to talk about something away from work, because obviously we're friends. Your dog Burger is adorable. I see you on TikTok always exploring with him. How has that been, exploring Vancouver, and maybe what's been your favorite part of living in Canada and the lifestyle there?
Ooh, I like the ease of life here. I like that I can walk down the street and I have everything I need around me, and like, I don't know, I feel safe, I guess. But I think also the nature, like, you know me, I'm a nature girly, and I live 15 minutes from a dog beach, so Burger thrives. Also, it's so funny the amount of fans that are like, I know, like, they know me from Burger. Like, I love when people call me Burger's mom. I'm like, I've never wanted to be anything more. But then also there's so much hiking. Like, I'm 20 minutes from beautiful hiking, and I grew up in Seattle, and so that's kind of like what I'm used to. But that's been everything to me, just getting to have that life on the field, but then off the field. And that's what I keep telling all the younger kids, guys, get a life outside of soccer. I swear to God, it will elongate your career so much. Like, I promise you.
Okay, well, the chat is going crazy. Where is Burger? Can we see Burger on the show?
I wish. Burger's with my parents because we were gone. I know. I miss him so much.
Okay, so we have hiking. We're loving Vancouver. I want to ask about postseason though. Are you just gonna stay in Vancouver and continue all the hiking, or now your season's finished, what are your plans and your life outside of sport?
Yeah, it's like in season, I'm like, oh, I can't think of off season yet, and then it ends, and then I always get like this severe anxiety where I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, I know that I'm supposed to rest my body because like we played a season, but I'm like, I need to pick up some hobbies. I need to figure out like where I'm gonna stay, like, because wherever the training is, right? Like, we'll have all of our facilities here, but it's so hard as like an athlete. Like, that's why I think Darian, the off season was so nice. We had 2 weeks of like elite training, whereas now I'm like, what do I do? But I want to travel. I'm going to some Seattle Rain Girlies wedding, so that kind of thing. But yeah, I haven't thought of it, so I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah. We'll see it on TikTok.
Sounds like you've got to hit the club first with your teammates and your friends.
Hey, Wednesday night.
Wednesday night clubbing. All right, Nikki, you just teased it right there. You and Darian went to the inaugural season of the off season. Is that what it's called? The inaugural training. Is that the first time you guys got to play together? You have any fun stories about Darian for us, or Darian, any fun stories about Nikki from that off season for us?
Honestly, that was like so funny and so wild. None of us knew what we were getting into, and I'd obviously like
at all, like literally no idea whatsoever. And I like played against Darian for a long time, so I was like so excited to like get to spend like more time with you. And we went to the club. We did. I was gonna say a really fun night we had was we took a long bus ride. Well, not a bus ride. We had like a Sprinter van to the club. Yeah, that was chaos. That was very fun. We partied in Miami, came back, trained the next day. As you can imagine how that was. But the off season was so fun. It was, like you said, and Jen, you know, when you're in the off season, it's so difficult to find training. And like hotspots where someone can put on like a little camp and make it feel professionalized. And yeah, it was just that. It was so fun. Got to hang out with a lot and meet some new friends.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. It feels like forever ago.
It feels like absolutely forever ago. I do remember that, like, when Midge was like, hey, the bus is coming at like 5 a.m. And I was like, why so late? And then we ended up missing it and getting an Uber. So that was really weird.
This is
I was like, I'm not
home
staying out
from
the
the club.
5.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Nikki, it wasn't long ago. You can go to the club on a Wednesday night with your teammates. You got this. Put the crossword puzzle down. Go have fun.
It's true. I honestly need to. And my team, they're honestly so fun and so great. And I think this year, like, when you go through adversity, it just brings you guys that much closer. So we've kind of, like, you know, had the rise, and I love them. I should go to the club.
Shall we bring it back to NWSL, guys, and see if Nikki's
it.
got a prediction for this weekend? I'm sure you've had one eye on playoffs. What are your thoughts on this weekend's championship game? Who are you voting for?
Okay. I think it's going to be a very good game. I honestly am rooting for Gotham. I think that they've always kind of peaked at the end. I also am a victim of their last time they were rising at the end, and I lost to them in the championship in whatever year that was in San Diego. And yeah, I think they play really pretty soccer, but also I do think Spirit is also consistent. It's going to be a great game, but I think Gotham, I mean, they've been pulling it out late minute time and time again. So I'm pumped watching Jaden Shaw for them. She's so fun to watch, and I love watching her find a place where, like, she's thriving, and that's so important to find a team that fits the player or where she can, like, find into their system. So I'm excited.
So she's your MVP as well?
Yeah, I have loved watching her play. Like, just, it's a next level from what I've seen her, and you can tell she feels such joy when she's playing, and I love that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's just great.
Jaden Shaw has definitely found her home at Gotham. Yeah. The swagger that she has, the way she fits into the style and the team, it's fun to watch it. So, Nikki, you'll be watching on CBS on Saturday at 8 p.m. for the championship?
Oh, yes, all I have really scheduled right now is watching soccer for a while. So that will be me. I'm so excited.
Well, lucky for you, you get to watch some absolute ballers talk about the game with Women's Champions League here on CBS with Jen and Darian, and then, of course, the NWSL Championship on Saturday. From one champ to another, who knows? Will it be Gotham? Will it be Washington? Nikki, congrats on winning the NSL Championship with Vancouver Rise. Go celebrate, go party, and never let it stop. And thanks for joining A3.
Thank you. Is it too early to go to the club? It's 9 a.m. here, but
no.
Is the club open, we think?
I think I should go.
I think I should go. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been great. It's so good to see you, Darian.
Me too.
I miss you.
Absolutely love it. Guys, that does it for us on A3 today. Nikki, thanks for hanging with us. Jen and Darian, it has been an absolute blast. We have Women's Champions League coming up this week, tomorrow and Thursday on Paramount Plus and CBS. And of course, the NWSL Championship is this Saturday live from PayPal Park. The coverage will start 6:30 p.m. on Paramount Plus, and then it is Washington against Gotham kicking off at 8 p.m. on CBS. We will see you there. Thanks everyone for hanging with us. For Jen, Darian, Audrey, Phil, and Nikki Stanton, I'm Lisa Carlin. This was Attacking Third.